Good morning, I'm outside the back entrance of Earls Court Tube Station, just there. It was here, at this station, Earls Court, on the 4th of October in 1911 that the first ever passenger escalator was installed on the network. Now recently, TfL have released an FOI, I'll put a link in the description, which counts up and shows you how many escalators are at various stations, but there's a few caveats. And so today, I think, if I've done my sums right, there are 542 escalators at tube stations in total, and this is a rundown, a countdown of the top 10, and we'll end up at the station which has the most escalators. So out of the 272 tube stations on the network, 89 of these stations have escalators, and I'm just looking at those on the underground, not the overground, DLR or Elizabeth line. Most are in the central area. There are just 12 escalators outside of Zone 3, and the location of the first ever ones you've probably used, as they're here where the district line connects down to the Piccadilly. And note how they're all numbered as well, handy for identifying them in stations where there are several, as we'll see later. So let's count down the top 10 then, starting with number 10 is the Underground's fourth busiest station. Now Victoria didn't used to be in the top 10 for escalators, but in 2017 the new entrance and exit to Cardinal Place opened, bringing with it several new escalators, and that took its total up to 15. Next up you have a joint 8th place because there are 2 on 17 escalators, and they're both on the Jubilee line. That's London Bridge, but this one here at Westminster, which was part of the Jubilee Line extension that opened in 1999, is my favourite. 17 escalators. The Jubilee Line extension part of Westminster feels like just being on a space station with walkways and escalators crisscrossing all over the place, and it's just impressive to look at, as well as fun to ride on if you've never been. Also, if escalators aren't your thing, there's also this tucked away staircase, which always feels like a secret to me because I've never seen anybody else walking up it when I use it. In 6th equal place we have King's Cross and Bond Street. King's Cross is a major tube station where 3 deep tube lines and 3 subsurface lines all meet up and connect. And to help all those lines connect and help get passengers to the entrance and exit, it has 19 escalators in total. Note that Bond Street has 19, but it used to have less before it too was expanded with the tube capacity upgrade with an extra entrance, and then the Elizabeth Line station became part of it as well in 2022 when several more escalators were added. In 4th equal position, Canary Wharf, also a Jubilee Line extension station, and it's a little bit like Westminster as well. It's huge, it's cavernous, and there's loads of escalators zigzagging and crossing over everywhere. There's a main entrance here with loads of escalators down. There's like the secret entrance exit at the back, more escalators there. But Tottenham Court Road only has 20 because of the Elizabeth Line, more of that in the stop coming up, but TCR and Canary Wharf, joint 4th, 20 escalators each. Now then, this next one is very interesting because I'm at Liverpool Street, except I'm not, I'm at Moorgate. Liverpool Street, when it was just the Central Line, used to have 9 escalators, not in the top 10. But then they built the Elizabeth Line and that added 9 more escalators at the Liverpool Street end to take you down to the Purple Train. So it should be 18, but instead, if you look at TfL's official figures, they've added the 6 escalators here at the Moorgate end of the Elizabeth Line station, and they've added it in to Liverpool Street to give you a total of 24, and that doesn't include then the escalators that take you down to the Northern Line and the Northern City Line. So only because of the Elizabeth Line is Liverpool Street combined with Moorgate 24. Which takes us to the station which used to be in first place. Yes, it's Waterloo at number 2 in the top 10 list, and it's important because Waterloo used to be number 1. It used to have the most. It had 14 escalators on the Northern Line and Bakerloo Line, but when the Jubilee Line was built through here in the 1990s, it added 10 more, and that took it up to 24. However, the FOI details from TfL say that Waterloo has 26 escalators, and that's not quite the case because it has 24 escalators and what I'm standing on now, which is 2 travelators. So it's including travelators in the list of escalators. And a short hop, a quick 4-minute ride on the Waterloo and City Line takes me to... Which brings us to our number 1 station. It's Bank. Now Bank's official total is 35, and the way that we're going to break this down is because it used to be much less, like in the 20s, not enough to beat Waterloo, and then they did the capacity upgrades video here, where they increased the entrances and the number of escalators within Bank Station. Now it already had 2 travelators to take you down to from the Waterloo and City line, but they put in these 2 new travelators to connect you between the Northern and the Central lines. So in total, with all the new escalators, it took it up to 31, plus the 2 old travelators, plus the 2 new travelators, means that Bank's total for escalators, including 4 travelators, is now 35, and that makes it the winner. Whether you think that's right or not, though, is up for debate. You can subtract the travelators if you wish. There's just one more place to go. So I'm taking a trip out west on the Central line, as I do, just checking that, yep, escalators are indeed at an angle of 30 degrees, and then we go from the most Bank at the top of the pile to the lowest. And so that's all the stations with the most escalators. I just wanted to leave you by coming here to finish off with at Greenford Station, which is the only tube station to have 1 escalator. It used to have a wooden escalator, it's now got an incline lift, a fixed staircase, and just 1 escalator going up. The tube station with the least number of escalators. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.